So today we're talking about connection or human connection. And human connection is paramount to survival. The moment we are born into human connection, into relationship with our mother and our father. And through our life, we enter many, many different relationships or connections, and most of them we exit from as well. So this idea of relationship or human connection is actually fundamental to our entire existence. However, many of us have a lot of difficulty with connection and with relationships. Our capacity for connection is unconscious, it's involuntary, and it's learned. And often it's a reaction to our past experience of relationship, primarily our attachment experience. Now, attachment theory could be a whole other talk or session, but I'm going to explain it in very brief detail. Attachment theory was developed by John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth in the 50s, and they came up with 4 different attachment styles that depict how we engage in relationship. The 4 styles are secure attachment, insecure anxious attachment, insecure avoidant attachment, and disorganized attachment, which actually was developed a little bit later. So it started with 3 and then they expanded it to 4 major attachment styles. And the way that they came up with these styles was that they did an experiment with babies and their mothers, and they were looking at how babies reacted or little kids reacted when the mothers left, and then how they reacted when the mother returned. So they were looking at both the experience of connection and separation. And the experiment then went on to create these 4 styles. Often our experience of attachment to our mother and father informs the way we attach in relationships later in life. And this could be in any kind of relationship, but it's most prevalent in our romantic relationships, and it's very unconscious. However, we don't have to live in a state of unconscious reactivity, but we can't just think our way out of it. We can know, okay, I tend to be demanding in a relationship and it ruins it, or I tend to disconnect or stonewall and it ruins it. And we can really know our mental relating patterns, but sometimes it just doesn't cut it. It doesn't create the change that we need to just think about it. And that's because there is a really big feeling element and a neurophysiological element that needs to be addressed in terms of connection. It's our neurophysiology that informs our capacity for connection and our relating patterns. So those early attachment relationships with our mother and our father, they actually give us the form of what is known as a neural baseline. And because we're still developing when we're little children, and the neural baseline then goes on to tell us how we are going to connect from a neurological perspective later in life. Conscious connection requires neurophysiological awareness. It also takes huge amounts of empathy, compassion, and hard work.